What happens when love is finally allowed to bloom in front of everyone? Join An and Duck as they take the bold step of publicly declaring their feelings hand in hand with family and friends cheering them on. From a heartwarming introduction and affectionate blessings, to a cozy dinner filled with laughter and playful moments, and finally to a tender farewell where love speaks through a sweet, unforgettable kiss. This story captures every delicate, joyful, and romantic moment. Don't miss a second of this beautiful journey. Hit the subscribe button now and follow along for more heartwarming stories that will make your heart soar. The day had a golden glow, as if the sun itself were celebrating alongside them, when Wang and Duke finally decided to make their love public. Hand in hand, they walked into the cozy living room filled with the warmth of family chatter and the gentle hum of everyday life. Wang's heart fluttered with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, while Duke's fingers tightened around hers in silent reassurance. Every smile, every glance between them seemed to carry unspoken promises, delicate yet powerful, binding them together in that very moment. Lee, standing nearby, could hardly contain her joy. Her eyes sparkled, reflecting a deep pride and love for her sister. She had always wished for Owen to find someone who cherished her as she deserved. And seeing her sister's radiant face now, flushed with happiness, Lee felt a rush of gratitude for the man who would won her heart. Sam, too, could not help but smile, sensing the harmony and warmth emanating from the couple. "She's so lucky," Sam whispered softly, almost to themselves, "to have someone who truly values her." Every word seemed to float in the air, wrapping around Wang and Duke like a gentle blessing. The room was filled with a mixture of laughter, friendly greetings, and quiet admiration from those present, creating an atmosphere that was at once intimate and celebratory. Wang's cheeks glowed with a delicate pink, her lips curving into a shy yet uncontainable smile, as Duke leaned slightly closer, whispering words that only she could hear. The simple act of being together, of holding hands so naturally and confidently, felt revolutionary to Wang, as if the world had shifted subtly to make room for their happiness. Lee's voice cut through the joyful chatter, carrying warmth and a touch of affectionate seriousness. "Duke," she said, her tone gentle but firm, "please take care of my sister. Treat her with kindness, with patience, and with love. She deserves nothing less." Duke nodded earnestly, his dark eyes meeting Lee's with sincere promise. "I will," he replied, his voice steady and heartfelt. "I will make sure she never has a reason to doubt my love for her." In that moment, Wang felt an overwhelming wave of security and happiness wash over her, knowing that not only had she found someone who cherished her, but she also had the unwavering support of her family. Lee's approving smile and Sam's warm gaze served as silent witnesses to the beginning of a beautiful chapter, when built on trust, respect, and genuine affection. As the afternoon sunlight filtered through the windows, casting gentle shadows on the walls, Wang and Duke remained hand in hand, hearts beating in quiet synchrony. Each laugh, each gentle touch was amplified by the love and blessings surrounding them. It was not just a declaration of love between two people, it was a moment of family unity, of bonds strengthened, and of happiness shared so openly that it seemed to make the air itself shimmer with joy. In that small room, with familiar faces smiling and hearts intertwined, the world felt impossibly bright, as if every moment had been waiting for this one, where love, approval, and hope converged, allowing Wang and Duke to step forward together into a future that promised nothing but warmth, laughter, and endless happiness. After the warm and joyous introduction, the group decided to sit down for a meal together, turning what could have been an ordinary dinner into something unexpectedly magical. The table was a canvas of colors and aromas, freshly prepared dishes steaming gently, their scents mingling with the faint perfume of flowers on the windowsill. An and Duck found themselves sitting side by side, the space between them filled with the comfortable intimacy that needed no words. Every glance shared, every subtle brush of fingers was electric, sending small, delicious shivers of anticipation through An. Lee and Sam watched quietly from across the table, smiles on their faces, hearts swelling with affection for the couple and the happiness radiating so effortlessly around them. As the conversation flowed, laughter bubbled naturally, effortless and warm. Duck recounted a funny incident from work, exaggerating the details just enough to make An giggle, her laughter ringing like a melody that made his heart soar. An, in turn, shared a small, embarrassing story from her childhood, and Duck listened with rapt attention, his eyes never leaving hers. There was a rhythm to their interaction, a silent dance of familiarity and comfort that only grew stronger with every word spoken. Lee leaned closer to Sam, whispering softly, "Look at them. It's like they've always belonged together." Sam nodded, their expression a mixture of delight and awe, feeling the love between An and Duck as tangibly as the warmth of the sun streaming through the window. After dinner, the group decided to take a stroll outside, wanting to savor the lingering glow of the afternoon. The air was crisp and fragrant with the subtle scent of blooming flowers. An and Duck walked slightly ahead, hands intertwined, exchanging playful glances and soft words. They paused often, Duck pointing out something amusing in the park, An responding with her soft, melodic laughter. The world seemed to slow down around them, every moment stretched luxuriously, allowing them to savor the simple, profound joy of being together. Lee and Sam followed closely, sharing quiet smiles and gentle nudges, witnessing the love that had blossomed between the two in such a tender, effortless way. As the sun dipped lower, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose, An felt a deep sense of peace and contentment. Here she was, in the presence of the man she loved, supported by her sister and friend, surrounded by laughter, warmth, and affection. Duck's hand in hers was steady, reassuring, a silent promise of care and devotion. Every step, every word, every glance seemed infused with the magic of connection, a reminder that love was not just a fleeting feeling, but a shared journey, nurtured in small gestures, in moments of attention, and in the quiet certainty of being understood. The afternoon had become more than a simple outing. It had become a memory etched in the heart, a chapter of tenderness and joy that would linger, a beautiful prelude to the deeper, more profound moments that awaited them in the days to come. As the evening sun began its slow descent, casting a warm amber glow across the quiet streets, the time came for the group to part ways. The laughter and joy of the day still lingered in the air, leaving a soft, almost magical hush over everything. An and Duck walked a few steps ahead, their hands still intertwined, each step heavy with the reluctance that comes with parting from someone so cherished. Lee and Sam trailed behind, offering cheerful smiles and gentle words of encouragement, but their presence seemed almost secondary to the quiet, electric world that An and Duck had created just between themselves. An's heart fluttered in her chest as she stole glances at Duck, noticing the tender way he looked at her, a mixture of admiration, devotion, and something achingly intimate that made her cheeks warm. "I had such a wonderful day," she murmured softly, almost afraid that speaking aloud would shatter the delicate spell surrounding them. Duck's eyes softened, his gaze holding hers with quiet intensity. Me too, he whispered, his voice low and warm, and I want every day with you to feel just like this. There was a sincerity in his words that made An's heart tightened with happiness, a feeling so full and complete that it seemed to overflow into the space around them. As they reached the corner where their paths would diverge, both An and Duck paused, the world around them fading into a gentle blur. Their hands lingered in a comfortable yet urgent hold, as if neither wanted to let go. Duck's thumb traced small circles over the back of her hand, sending shivers of warmth through her, while An's eyes glimmered with a mixture of anticipation and delight. For a fleeting moment, they simply stood there, lost in each other's presence, hearts beating in quiet synchrony. Then almost instinctively, Duck leaned closer, and An felt the delicious thrill of expectation rise in her chest. When their lips met, it was soft and tender, yet laden with all the unspoken emotions of the day, the joy, the relief, the deep and abiding affection they held for one another. The kiss lingered, sweet and gentle, a promise that this parting was only temporary and that every moment apart would only make their reunion all the more precious. An felt her heart swell, a mixture of love and gratitude coursing through her, knowing that in Duck, she had found someone who truly saw her, cherished her, and would walk beside her through every twist and turn of life. Finally, they pulled back slightly, foreheads resting against each other, smiles soft and hearts still racing. "See you soon," Duck whispered, his voice husky with emotion. "I can't wait." An nodded, her smile radiant, the warmth of their connection lingering like a gentle fire between them. As they turned to leave, Lee and Sam exchanged a knowing look, their faces glowing with happiness, silently celebrating the love that had grown so beautifully in front of them. And as An walked away, hand in hand with her beloved Duck, the evening sky seemed to glow a little brighter, as if the universe itself were smiling down on a love so tender, so real, and endlessly sweet.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Lý Tử Sam Review. Vậy là trong tập phim của chúng ta ngày hôm nay thì giữa chị gái của cảnh sát Nhi và đồng nghiệp Đức đã chính thức yêu nhau và đã đi chơi, có buổi đi chơi riêng với nhau rất là ngọt ngào. Sau buổi đi chơi đó thì chị Oanh và anh Đức đã trao nhau nụ hôn rất là lãng mạn và ngọt ngào. Sam và Nhi thì đứng từ xa chứng kiến được những khoảnh khắc ngọt ngào của hai anh chị. Cả hai người Sam và Nhi đều cầu nguyện cho anh và chị sẽ được hạnh phúc bên nhau mãi mãi. Và họ cũng mong rằng tình yêu của họ cũng sẽ được như của chị Anh và anh Đức. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn sẽ còn được thể hiện ở các câu chuyện sẽ được để ở các video tiếp theo. Các bạn nếu thấy video hay hấp dẫn hãy cho mình xin nút like, nút chia sẻ nha, và để lại bình luận ở dưới video. Đặc biệt đừng quên hãy bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh để nhận được thông báo mới nhất về tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Bye bye.